everybody, it's Lynn again in the kitchen. Today we're making a broccoli casserole and I thought I'd bring y'all along and let you see how we make our broccoli casserole. It's a beautiful day here today. It's pretty and sunny. It's almost up in the 80s. So come on and let's get to cooking in the kitchen our broccoli casserole. Okay, the first recipe we're going to be making is our broccoli casserole. So now we're going to turn around here and we're going to go over and show you everything it's going to take for your homemade broccoli casserole. You're going to be needing 2 pounds of the frozen broccoli, or you could use fresh, 1 can of cream of soup. I made my homemade cream of soup. 1 cup of mayonnaise, a 1/2 cup of diced onions, a 1/2 stick of melted butter, 2 cups of cheddar cheese, 1 teaspoon of black pepper, 1 teaspoon of salt, and 1 teaspoon of minced garlic, 2 beaten eggs, and we're going to use 1 sleeve of Ritz crackers to around 1.5 cups of these French fried onions for our crust. You could use just Ritz crackers by themselves, but I like adding the onions to mine. So we're going to mix it half and half for this recipe. So now we're going to go ahead now and get started making our broccoli casserole. We'll set our crackers and our French onions and butter to the side back here because that'll be last. To start with, we're going to go ahead now and I'm going to move this over here. I've already steamed my broccoli for 5 minutes and drained it. So you see that some of the pieces are a little bit bigger. So what I do is take my kitchen scissors, shears, and I just give my broccoli a rough chop. That way the pieces are not quite as big. It don't take much. If you see any bigger pieces, just get them. If there's the smaller ones that don't need it, don't chop them up. But now that I've gave it a rough chop, I'm going to go ahead now and I'm going to add my cream of soup. We might not use all of that, but if you were using the store-bought, you would use 1 can. And now I'm going to add my diced onions. This is a 1/2 cup of white diced onions. 1 cup of the Duke's mayonnaise. And now I'm going to add my 2 beaten eggs. Make sure you give your eggs a little scramble before you put them in. You want them beaten. And then our 1 teaspoon of salt, teaspoon of black pepper, and a teaspoon of minced garlics going in. And now we're going to add almost half of our cheese. And we're going to save about 1/2 cup for the top. And now we're just going to give our broccoli casserole a good mix. This is what your mixture looks like once you get your broccoli casserole all mixed in. And now we're going to spray our casserole dish with any kind of good cooking spray you like to use. I'm just using this olive oil spray, and I'm going to give it a good coat because we don't want our casserole to stick. Okay, now we're just going to take our mixture and pour it in our pan. And we got to make sure we get it all out of there. And now we're going to add the remaining cheese to the top of the casserole. And now we're going to melt our butter. And now we're going to melt our butter. We're going to take and just give our Ritz crackers a little crunch, because you and I've already got some of these French fried onions in my jars that I keep. These are great to have on your shelf as a pantry staple. They make any recipe have a good taste to them, and they store well in a mason jar. I'm going to add probably a cup of those. And then we're just going to mix all that together, the Ritz crackers and the French fried onions. And those French fried onions, y'all, give this broccoli casserole a great taste. A good flavor. So now we're just going to put our Ritz crackers and onions over the top. And now you're going to take your half a stick of melted butter and just drizzle over the top of your casserole. And now we're going to put it in the oven and bake it on 350 for around 35 minutes. But that right there is going to be a cheesy broccoli casserole with Ritz crackers and French fried onions as the top crust. Right here's our broccoli casserole. I just took it out of the oven. And boy, does it smell delicious. So if you like this recipe on my broccoli casserole, you might consider giving us a thumbs up, hitting the red button down below and subscribing. Till the next video, thanks for watching.